Yeah, I've lost my voice. There's a lot of season left. Just really proud of our group's effort. Had a tough one on Saturday against Loyola, a close one too, a very winnable game for us. So coming into this game, I know we were really excited. We were really fiery. We wanted to get this first one. It's like, what do they say? It's like something on your back that you got to like get off, right? And so our group was really dialed in, I would say, and locked in. And we had a great second half. I would say that was in fourth quarter, really, where I think we went on a 9-0 run to start the fourth, and I think that really gave us some momentum to finish the game strong. Won the battle of the boards, again, something we've really been talking about and preaching, like we got to block out. It was probably even too close, where we should have had some rebounds, we should have had some bodies and blockouts a little bit better. So great to see this one in an SIUE uniform and a local product, and this means so much. I was a local player when I was in college, and it felt so good to be in the crowd and having your team and your fans and your friends and your family and everybody there, and like to play the way she did tonight too was just, really good stuff. Bree, great job. Bree demanded the ball to start the game, and I think that was a game changer for us to start the game that way, to have a post presence, to have somebody where we have an inside threat. Did a really great job.
I'll start. Coach, you talked about after last game putting 4 quarters together.
Yeah.
Are you more pleased with today's 4 quarters?
Definitely. I would say we put 3 of 4 quarters together here, like just looking at the scoring and where we were. Our third was just okay. It wasn't like it was terrible, but could we have done some things a little bit better? Absolutely, and that's why basketball is what it is. Like, you have to put together 40 minutes. But we did have a really great fire and fight in us from the start, and I think we ended really well. And those are 2 really important pieces of the game, the start of the game, the end of the game. Can you be really strong when the game starts and jumps up? And now can you finish the game really strong and in a place of success and doing what you want to do? I would say our group really competed tonight. And that was the entire group, the entire bench, the entire team. Imaya Cobb came off the bench and had some really great stuff for us. Macy Sylvie hit some big shots. I would say like Molly did a really great job of like running our offense. She did a nice job of getting us in the spots we needed to go in. I know she probably didn't shoot it as well as she wanted to, but got a lot of open looks, and that's all we can ask. Is our offense getting us open looks? I think that's really good stuff. And now, it's going to come around. We're going to knock these down.
You guys outscored them by 16, 29-13 in the fourth quarter. How key was it to close that game out?
Yeah, I mean, it was huge, because we had a kind of a third quarter that was just so-so. And so to come into that fourth with like a different fire about us, a different life about us. And I want to say the starters started the fourth quarter. So I think that really helped to get like that energy that we had at the beginning of the game, coming back to that fourth quarter and doing the same exact thing that we did to start the game. And we got some great primaries too in the fourth quarter. I felt like we were in attack mode. We didn't force things. We saw numbers. We took them. So just really proud of our group's effort.
Bree and Jaden, you guys combined for 13 in the first 16 points. So how key was that for you guys to get off to a hot start?
You want to go?
You can go.
I mean, we both knew like that today, like it was going to be an inside game. Like Coach Sam was harping on us, the whole team saying like we need to get the ball inside, and Jaden's really talented at getting at the rim. Like that's one thing that she's doing. She's a bucket getter, and I knew my role, and I was going to do the same thing I did last game. So I'm just happy that we worked hard and it all worked out. Like we both were finishing really well at the beginning. Yeah,
I would honestly say it wasn't just me. It was a team. Everyone believes in me. Everyone believes in each other. That helps the energy. That helps us keep going and helps us win the game.
We had good energy coming out, I feel like, and it was just bouncing off of each other. Yeah.
I agree.
I want to ask all of you, 9 players had assists in this game. You talked about sharing the basketball, Coach, pregame, and I know working inside out with you, Bree, and then Jaden, you had a couple of assists. I mean, the whole team got into the act in sharing the basketball. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, just that unselfish attitude that's written on our board. It's written on every scouting report. Take care of the ball, be unselfish, make extra passes, share it. You don't have to force things. We have so many, I would say we have a lot of offensive threats on our team. if we use them, if we share it and we see them and find them. Had a lot of conversation with the point guards. We had 2 of them that had 5 assists. Like, that's huge to have 2 point guards to be able to do that, and taking care of the ball in that regard. And the other one I just want to quickly mention is Hallie. I think, Bree's kind of taken some of the limelight here, which is great. We have this powerful player, and now Hallie's coming in, and now she's scoring the basketball too and rebounding the basketball. Like, I think to have the balance between a lot of players on our team contributing, that's the type of team we're going to be, where now any night she could have 15, she could have 18, she could have 10, she could have 12. That's going to be a lot harder to guard. And so that sharing of the basketball comes into play when when we want to be unselfish, when we want to have multiple different scorers.
Staying on the team theme, 5 players with 5 or more rebounds. With 5. So 5 different players had 5 rebounds.
Yeah.
So again, to your point.
Yeah, just so much contribution. Like, we need that every night. That's just the type of team we are, and I think that's really important to note and to see, at our level right here, when you have prominent players that might be out for injuries or whatever it is. Now it takes a whole team. It takes a whole group of people, coaching staff involved, and everybody, trainers and managers. And I mean, like, the work that is going into this so that we can find this success with everybody contributing. It's something really, really special. And, I know it doesn't always feel like that because you're not winning, but like, that is what's happening every day, that daily grind of, hey, we got to find a way, we got to give a little more, we got to all contribute, and not have this, and I don't think any of us are selfish humans. They're all such good women. But we get into this, humanity takes over, where like, you think you have to make the home run play, you think you have to do everything yourself, but it's so much easier when you like use each other, when you set screens for each other, when you pass to each other, when you feed each other. I'm going on a little rant. But yeah.
It's all facts, though.
All facts.
Yeah.
I'll break this out. Jaden, 11 points, 3 steals for you, 3 steals for you too. Just talk about what the game was like for you all defensively. What did you see out there defensively that allowed you guys to be so impactful tonight?
I mean,
I feel like we started off with a lot of energy. We were really hungry tonight, and we really wanted to come out and work hard, talk, communicate. Coach has been emphasizing on talking, getting in deny, so we just really went out there and started and tried to like get stops early.
That's exactly, like, we've been working on that this whole week, and we also were preparing for Loyola in that way, so we just needed to make sure we still had that intensity. Even if they're like a different team, it doesn't matter who we play, we need to continue to do that every game.
Both of you, I know, Jade, you're new to the team, but you've been playing for a couple of years now. Bree, you've been on the team for over a year. Talk about the leadership qualities you both bring to the table, because it's obvious when you're on the floor, other players are looking at you, both of you.
I feel like me and her, like, we've been talking about this, we're really like high energy players, like, and if she's hot, oh, I'm hot. And then that bounces off the other people, and then all of a sudden we're all hot. Like, I cheer for everybody. I make it a point. It doesn't matter if I'm out, if I fouled out, I'm jumping up on the sidelines. Same with Jaden. Like, we want that energy anytime, any place. It doesn't matter how bad I'm playing. I'm cheering for the next person because this is their day. That type of mindset.
Yeah, we're just really hungry. We want to bring energy so we can uplift the team, we can motivate the team. We just constantly bring energy so that can help us.
I would just say they both have gone through some stuff. Like, adversity is hard. Their transfers, they came from, another place, and now they found a home here and are making their mark. And that's what we look for in recruiting. But we also look for that in our group right now. Like, how do you respond to adversity? Like, are you down in the dumps? Are you head up and I'm getting through this, and I have people around me that are going to help me do it? And these two have done that. So,
Coach, it sounds like your team has responded to that adversity with the hunger mentality. Can you talk about the importance it was for you to build on that? Hunger was a word you used a lot after the Loyola loss. So what was that like going into this game?
Yeah, we didn't have a lot of time to prepare either. You only had a couple days. And so just to attack every day with like this mentality that's like, we have to get better today. Even if this is a shortened practice or just a film session, or, we're going to go on this traveling trip now to Florida and, again, not have a ton of time to prepare. It's going to get us ready for the OVC, because the OVC is like that. You're going to play a Thursday game, you're going to have one day, and then you're going to have a Saturday game. And so our team is kind of getting that experience right now in the non-conference, and we have to come into Thursday with this mindset of like, we're going to have a great practice. We're going to have a high energy, high level practice in their arena, and we're going to be ready for UCF on Friday. I think this is the type of group that is like learning how to do that every day, and we're getting better at it every day. You know, our shoot around even was like, might not have been ultra focused, but it was like high energy, almost goofy energy, you know? Even in the locker room before I asked Sophie Lowe's, I'm like, are we ready? She's like, oh, we are so ready. I'm like, are we goofy? She's like, maybe both. I was
Silly
like,
goofy
okay,
mood.
okay. But that's good.
So just looking ahead real quick, 4 straight road games.
4 straight road games.
And a great test to get ready for OVC play with 4 straight road games. Talk about how the team can get closer by being on the road and away from other distractions, just being with each other and traveling.
Yeah, getting used to the traveling, getting used to, because we have been home quite a bit here. So just getting used to the traveling on the road, just the routine, you know, how we can get better even in the short time that you have to prepare. Obviously, we're going to have a little bit of a break of the Thanksgiving break. And these are some high-level opponents. So getting some really great experience and competing for 4 quarters against some good teams, you know, in the Big 12, in the Big East. You know, and then we go to a Middle Tennessee, who's a high mid-major, really good program that's, you know, receiving votes in the top 25. So I think all around, our group is excited for it. They're really excited. They're probably excited to go to Florida, too. And me and Randy were just looking at, what's the weather like? Okay.
We leave tomorrow.
Yeah. And so just excited to like be with each other. You know, this is the type of group I think that like really enjoys being around each other, which is fun. We got to maintain our focus, but fun, a lot of fun ahead of us.
What do you expect to learn from this group over the next 4 games on the road? And what do you hope you guys can achieve?
Yeah, there's going to be some struggle. There's going to be some adversity. And I think the first step in that is like realizing it's going to happen, you know, being ready for it. Like, hey, the other team's going to go on a run. Like, how are we going to respond to that run? The other team's going to make things difficult for us, pressure us. How are we going to respond to that? You know, and so the cool thing is we know it's going to happen. You know, sometimes you don't know and it just happens. And so you know it's going to happen. How can we respond to it? Scouting report's really important right now too. Like I think our last 2 games, our team has really been locked in on the scout. And so what you can learn from the scout, what you can learn from players' tendencies and helping you in the game to guard them better, to rebound better, to execute things better. And so I think that'll be a big piece of these next 4 games too.
One last question. We could talk about every player who played tonight. But
Yeah.
when Bree and Hallie got in a little bit of foul trouble in the 3rd, Rory Convoy comes off the bench, and Ashley and I commented on the broadcast, these are going to be crucial minutes for a freshman until Bree and Hallie are back into the game in the 4th quarter. Talk about how prepared was she, and she put in some good minutes.
Yeah, she did. She was high energy. You know, she was trying to get in passing lanes. You know, that was a big player on the other side of the ball. So just being able to get yourself in position inside wise to get some rebounds for us, kind of held down the fort for a little while. But that's Rory. I think, you know, as a freshman, she doesn't act or seem like a freshman just because of her leadership capabilities and her energy when she gets on the court. And she's put in the work. You know, she's one of those players that is a gym rat. You know, is always in there before, after practice. You can see her wanting to improve and get better. Her and I have had so many conversations about, remember where you were in June? And she was like, oh my God, I don't want to think about it. I'm like, yeah. And she's like, I feel like a college basketball player now. I'm like, because you are a college basketball player. So just really good stuff from her. And 2 of our players got their first college points too, Carmen and Alexis.
Yeah.
Yep, they both got their first college points, so really proud of them.
I mean, that's another
Awesome.
comment we made is the bench went nuts.
Yeah, they did.
And that's what Bree talked about. So Jaden talked about everyone's got each other's back.
Yeah.
And when you can see that, the bench going crazy for first college points, that's always a joy.
Yeah, such good stuff. Love it.
It was awesome. I was up in the air. You already
I was
know.
jumping up and down.
Yeah,
Some logos.
Yeah.
really good. Thank you all so much. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah.